this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for Tuesday, October 13th. And today the moon moves into Scorpio, and that happens around 2:37 p.m. Pacific time. And today I feel a lot of water energy, and anytime we have like a really watery moon, you can expect a little bit of intensity in your emotional state, and that's just very typical. It's also typical for you to be a little bit guarded with your emotions, a little bit more sexually motivated. And today, the moon in Scorpio is going to be quincunxing the South Node in Pisces. And so ever since we've had the shift into the different nodes, one of the things that I have noticed is that if you have a lot of stuff buried in the unconscious realms, then they're starting to come out. They're starting to bubble up. Some people are having the dreams about them. Some people are having these things manifest in their lives. And I think for the most part, there's always this thought about this one thing that you need to resolve. This is if you have something that you have not yet resolved. And the problem with this is because Neptune is in Pisces, it's in retrograde, so I'm thinking this has a lot to do with something that you buried deep within your past, something that you hid from yourself, hid from others, or somebody hid from you, but it was to try to gloss over some of the reality of your situation. Or maybe it was something that you had embellished to yourself to justify some situations in your life. But I think those things are starting to become very conscious to you. So, today Neptune in Pisces is going to be opposing three energies, and those energies are Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. And all of those energies are conjunct and working together. So anytime one of those energies gets set off, they kind of all get set off at the same time. And so Venus represents love, beauty, pleasure, but it's in Virgo. It's in the debilitated energy source already. So it's already a tender energy to deal with. You're already looking at things on a critical basis. This is in a very low degree, so we're starting in the lower vibration of this transit and working toward getting the most out of the transit. But at first, when something is in the lower degree or in the 0 degree, it just means the area that you've got to work to accumulate the lessons in that degree. So some of you are critically looking at your love life. You're looking at your closest partnerships. You're looking at some of your unions in your life. You might be looking at some of the ways that you used to have some poor coping methods at the way you sought pleasure. And that could be very real going on in your life. Now, when Venus gets set off, it sets off Mars and Jupiter. And they all kind of work together. So if you were at some point delusional about an issue regarding your love life or partnerships or unions or pleasure or beauty, then you're being asked to take a look at those areas. It's something that you're very passionate about, and it's something that you're becoming acutely aware of. And it is butting up against this Neptune energy. Now, mind you, the whole time this is going on, the moon in Scorpio is very sensitive right now. It's very intense. It is so if this sets off anything emotion-based, then what you're going to experience is this sudden need to take control of the situation, because Scorpio moons really like to control the sources that make them feel out of control. Now, this is all good, because if we have some areas in our life that we are having some poor coping methods, or we're doing some self-sabotaging, then it's a great time and very supported while Neptune is in opposition. Now remember, Neptune is not in a quincunx, so it's in opposition, which means we can turn this energy source around. We need to meet in the middle. So some of you may be having to have conversations with significant people about how to turn all of this around. Now, Saturn is in Sagittarius, and it is in a delightful mood. So thankfully, what's happening to you is not through obstacles that are bringing this to your attention, kind of smacking you in the face. We're not having that right now because Saturn's going to be in just a delightful mood the rest of this week. So, and Saturn is working harmoniously with Jupiter in Virgo and the North Node in Virgo. So if some of you really want to make some progression in these areas, in these sources of opposition, in these very intense areas, then you're going to feel a lot of support. You're going to be able to take a look at that and try to make some plans to get some control over these areas. And we've got two really dominant controlling energy sources in this day. We've got the Scorpio moon and we've got Saturn in a terrific mood. So I really believe that for some of you, this is going to be delightful. You're setting up routines. You're implementing them. You are trying to become passionate about a creative endeavor again. You're trying to put more passion back into maybe a floundering relationship. So some of you are trying to set up very positive routines to push yourself forward and to really get yourself out of these self-sabotaging areas. Now, for some of you who this Pisces energy is kicking their butts because they really just truly want to stay stuck, don't want to move forward. You know, these areas present past pain issues. You know, for me, I've avoided, and I want to still continue to avoid the lesson that I have to learn in love. I'm postponing it. You know, I'm consciously choosing not to fall in love again. That is my ultimate choice. Funny thing is even though I'm making a choice to externally control my environment, the squares that are happening in my life is that every night I have terrible dreams about what happened to me. All of a sudden, this has been within the last few days, I have continuous nightmares about a very painful breakup and the fact that I don't want to be in love again. So I'm not technically getting away with avoiding my situation. In fact, all it's doing is making me deal with it in a different way. So some of you may be experiencing that in your own life, and it is so that you can start to learn your lessons. Now, today when the moon switches over, there really is a lot of push in trying to get some empowering belief systems set up in your career, life path, destiny. Now, I love the fact that there is so much focus in getting control over one area of your life. If you are really successful in one area of your life, then that makes you feel successful in life in general. There's some hope. There's something to hold on to. And the universe is serving that up to us like a platter. So if some of us are really involved in a creative endeavor, we're probably doing pretty good in that, right? Because it's our career, life, path, destiny. If some of us are really following a passion, that is really being supported. If some of us are trying to go back to school right now, excellent time to do that. Completely supported. Anytime we're trying to expand our thinking with all this Virgo energy, looking at things analytically is great. Maybe some of you are even getting some terrific news, and that's really giving you a little bit of extra oomph. Now, again, I said some of you that are caught in this need to control everything and are controlling it in a negative way. I think it's because you're stuck in the past. I think you're looking back. I think you're looking over the past pain and you can't let it go. And I think for those of you, that's when you have to unfortunately experience some of these issues where you feel like you're losing a little bit of control over your identity, over your ego. It's like you're having a hard time re-identifying yourself in this new lifestyle that happen to you. And I think that's very possible. So, introspection is good. It doesn't mean that you have to unite with somebody and figure all this out. I think it's a great time for introspection. Anytime you have all this watery energy, that is a great time to take a look at empowering yourself from the inside, truly deeply facing your role in your choices in your life, what got you here, but don't stay stuck in the pain. Don't get all intense and moody and deeply introspective to where it takes away your power. That's not the point of this energy. The point of this energy is to get you to look back, get you to see where you need to gain some balance, which is highly supported right now with the Sun in Libra, and it's about moving forward. Now, some of us feel a little lost. Some of us feel like everything, we got shook up a little bit. This Scorpio moon is very tender. So some of you, this is hitting you deeply emotionally in the depths of your soul, and you're not letting anybody know about it because you're trying to remain strong for everybody else outwardly. But let's face it, there's a lot going on to try to move forward. There's a lot of hope, but what you have to do is stop holding on to the old ego and start moving forward. There's delicious energy in moving forward. It's just moving forward and letting go is the hard part, right? Because if we let go, then we let go. And letting go can mean failure, can mean loss, it can mean how we identified our lives. We were blind almost. We feel kind of naked in the world, like we're walking into the world in a new skin, in a new suit, and that can be very disturbing at times. Don't let this energy get to you guys. I want you guys today, if you get all caught up in this moody little, moon in Scorpio that is going to be highly sensitive, or for people who have moons in Scorpio or any Scorpio energies in significant placements, I want you to really understand that you have the power at all times to turn your energy source and control it around. So if you're feeling tender, that's okay. Acknowledge it. Identify what it is that's making you feel that way. I've been actually writing down when I trigger, and I'm trying to identify the triggers, and I'm trying to identify why I want to stay stuck. These are all really positive things to do. That's when Saturn comes into your life and deliciously gives you these sweet little sextiles of Jupiter in Virgo and the North Node in Virgo. That's getting you ahead. Look, even if you can't stop looking back, then maybe there's a lesson to be learned there, but that doesn't mean that we're not still taking small steps forward. And we have such support in that if you just concentrate on the right energy. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.